So today what I wanted to mention, well, first off, is that I had to make a sticky note so I could be sure and remember to say the things I wanted to say. Today is January 5th. Is that right? Yeah, January 5th, Sunday. And tomorrow will be 1 month or 4 weeks since I put Coop down. I think that emotionally I've been progressing very well. I ended up getting a big picture of her and I hung on the wall. It's a 16 by 20. And I'm able to see that at night, and that's kind of nice. It gives me some peace, because I never want to forget what she looks like, and I never want to forget what it's like to, to pet her. I mean, I know I keep going on and on about that, but she was such an amazing dog. She was very, very smart. She knew sign language. She knew, she did the puppy classes. She did the advanced puppy. She did the adult puppy, I think was what it was called. And she got a lot of awards in all of those. But then she went on to do Agility 1. She did Agility 2. She did Search and Rescue. She knew so many commands. I mean, she was really, really brilliant. And she was more in touch than I would imagine most dogs are. And she got more attention and love. And we were just really connected. So I apologize if I keep going over that point about I don't want to forget her. I guess I really don't. She was such a great friend. But anyways, the point of this video is the other day I was at the gym and I was on the treadmill and I had no thoughts of Coop. None whatsoever. I have no idea how this even started. But I was on the treadmill and all of a sudden I just felt this overwhelming urge. I mean, a serious overwhelming urge to just bawl and cry. And I don't know where it came from. It was, sometimes if you get nauseous, you go, oh God, I'm going to throw up right now. It was like that. And I was like, God, I got to leave here. And I thought, no, it'll pass. And so I kept going on the treadmill. And then, within another minute or so, I felt it again. And I was like, God, that's so weird. I just better go ahead and go, because people are going to stare at me if I all of a sudden break down and I'm just crying, because it was just very overwhelming. Now, I didn't think about Coop at all. I had not been thinking about her in the car on the drive there. There was nothing in the gym that I can think of that reminded me of her. In fact, I was watching a commercial, I don't know, some commercial about a house being built or something. So there was no thoughts of her, but it just kind of came to me and overwhelmed me. So I got off the treadmill, got out in my car, and I just started bawling. And I was telling her, I said, I'm so sorry, baby, I'm so sorry. And I said, Mama misses you. So that guilt has not gone away. I miss you. But then I thought, I'm crying so much, people are going to start, I was in the middle of a parking lot, and there were cars all around. And I was like, somebody's going to come up to my car, and they're going to be like, ma'am, are you okay? So I thought, well, I better remove myself from here. So I kind of gathered myself, drove off into the, like the middle of the parking lot so I could be by myself. And I just bawled for literally, 10, 15 minutes. I was just crying. And like I said, I have no idea where this came from. And it was just very much out of the blue. So, I got to thinking about my state of mind and how sometimes, when things hurt too much, we may put them in the back and we may be like, oh, it's not that bad, or she wasn't that bad off. And then I start feeling more guilty about what I did. Or it can go the other way. She was so bad off. And I would invite you to consider which of those two processes is more helpful or hurtful for your thinking. But one of the things I did that I think has been a really good way to help me process and understand my decision even more is that, this is where my notes come in, because I wanted to be sure that I told you exactly what it was I was thinking. That I think it's important that you take a lot of pictures. Once you have those photos, you'll have those photos forever. And when you're ready to really get rid of them, then you can get rid of them. But once that dog is gone, or your pet is gone, you don't have a way to get any more photos of them. So my suggestion is to take lots of pictures, because now I go back and I look at all those pictures of Coop, all that stuff that we used to do together, and I do find it very comforting, because I see the life that she lived. She did so many hikes, and I found her agility tapes, and I found her playing around the house. I found when she was a puppy. And you don't have to start when they're a puppy, but just something so that you have that memory. So you have that, that photo. And then another thing is I shot a lot of video. Obviously, I'm into video. And, as Coop was growing up, for 14 years, I shot video of her. And to go back and see that and to see how full of life she was is really amazing, because it really puts in perspective just how bad she was before she died. And for me, I'm like, wow, that's really something. Of course I don't want her to be in pain, and obviously she was slowing down because she was in pain, So the video for me was very helpful in seeing just how much pain she was in and how little she could actually do now. And I realized that part of that is, getting old, and that's the process, but even a 93-year-old, 94-year-old person walks around just fine. They may have aches and pains, In fact, my back's hurting, so I'm doing something here now. But anyway, for me, it has been very helpful to have pictures, to have video, to have, another thing that I filmed was my petting her. And when I watch that, I can go back to that time when I pet her, and I can feel her fur. And for me, it's very healing. Now, we're talking about healing here. We're not talking about being obsessed with a pet. I'm talking about what's going to make my heart and my mind feel better about the loss of my pet. And just being able to watch myself pet her, and then I'd hit her on the side of the chest, that real deep boom, 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 boom. I have that video. And I know what it's like. It can really put you back there, because over time the memory fades, and the mind will make up and change what it needs to do to take care of itself. And so I find it very helpful. Take lots of pictures and video. Especially close to the end, you'll want to remember exactly the pain that they were in. Film that pain. For me, filming her trying to stand up, really, when I see that now, I'm like, God, it really means a whole lot more to me. It's very different. I can't explain it to you other than the mind tries to, take care of itself and will minimize things. But there's some reality that needs to be seen, that my dog was hurt and she was in a lot of pain. Yeah. And I said, you'll want to remember, and you'll need to remember the pain that he or she was in, so that you don't fall behind in the thinking about what was real and what was not. And also so you don't feel bad, once you have put the dog down. You can look back. You have your own proof. There's nothing that's better than having your own proof there that, wow, it was bad. And yes, I did do it for this reason, for that reason, for this, because she couldn't stand up. Because, look at the video of the poop. She was pooping in the house. She was peeing in the house. Look, she had diapers on. All these things that sort of build your case to help you feel better. It's not fictional. That was reality. She pooped on the floor. She pooped in the diaper. She peed. She could not stand up. I had to put that towel underneath her belly and pick her up. That was real. That happened. And also maybe filming, your own frustration. Got like, this is killing my back. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have the energy. I can't do it anymore. It's more than I can bear. Because sometimes we forget those things. And for me, it's been very helpful to have all those reminders. Just how, and the camera doesn't lie. It may add 10 pounds to you, but it doesn't lie. It doesn't lie about you having to pick her up from a dead weight floor, So I just wanted you to have that to think about. I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not thinking about her as much. Tomorrow may or may not be hard. I don't know. Whatever happens is going to happen, and I'll deal with it. It's a process. Doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. I'm accepting of it as it is now, and I'm doing the best that I can. Oddly enough, another friend of mine, her dog died, and was older than my dog, and so I've kind of been helping her. So maybe finding somebody else who has also, witnessed or had to put their dog down, but not real close to you, to the time you have, because you haven't processed your stuff yet, Give it some time when you have more clarity, and then, because there'll be plenty of dogs that are passing on. And they say that we have to make that decision, unfortunately. You can't wait for him to die. I was waiting for Coop to die because I didn't want to feel guilty about it. And I realized more and more how it was my responsibility to put her down when it was time. As hard as that is to say, and as hard as that is to believe, it was time. And so anyways, that's my thought on that. Hopefully that's helpful to you. Also look up the APB, Association for Pet Bereavement and Loss.org. APBL.org. Okay? Have a great day. I'm going to have a great day.